The Sydney Opera House Project by Zach Kahuth. Still one of the most iconic buildings in 2019, the Opera House was designed by competition winner John Utzon. Taking about 14 years and $102 million, it was one of the most disastrous projects in history. Quality being unrestricted brought a lot of applicants, but no real project manager. Majority of funds came from the lottery, but in the end, Utzon never saw his project completed. The procurement of funds made things easier with the money coming from the lottery, and the competition found us our architect. A tantalizing offer for many artists, there were no cost or limitations at first. Utzon showcased his red book of half-hearted ideas, designs, and incomplete measures for his proposal, and finally brought in Ove Aram, who oversaw structure and engineering. Getting impatient, the Australian government created a part-time executive meeting for supervision, which showed challenging for Utzon because of their demands and withholding future funds. This clash resulted in Utzon's resignation, and 3 Australian engineers took over. New designs were made because of complications from Utzon's original creations, but in the end, by the year 1975, the building had paid for itself. Today's industry has accepted a widely adopted many of the controversial design and management methods originally employed in the Sydney Opera House under Utzon: pre-qualification of bidders, use of scope drawings, performance-based design assistance from trade specialists, horizontal transfer of technology from other sectors, mock-up testing, and on-the-job skill development by Pablo Tumesi. I think it's suffice to say that a budget and deadline should not have been based off an incomplete design. The requirements should have been set in stone for the competition, with the main stakeholder not being the actual winner. The Australian committee should have been full of people with the right credentials in line with architecture and project completion. If Utzon had a project plan or scope, it would have made him more organized and patient. The contractors, to avoid hassle, should have been giving the government constant updates on progress and finished designs with desired budget upon winning the competition. Had Utzon utilized a flowchart to construct a scope, he would have been much better off. Utzon should have been named project manager, not an unofficial stakeholder. From the designer himself, it is my hope that the building shall be a lively and ever-changing venue for the arts. Future generations should have the freedom to develop the building to contemporary use. And I can confirm that because I have actually seen a show in the Sydney Opera House when I was living there in 2013. As a buying customer, I would have not held a competition for this type of job. I would have been more involved from the get-go and having constant check-ins for quality and progress. Also, creating a better relationship with the person in charge would have been a worthwhile move.